Hello and welcome to the One Fight Night 14 virtual press conference. I'm your host, Mitch Chilson, and today our top athletes competing on this Friday's card will be taking questions from the media. Let's kick off with the ladies competing for the inaugural one atomweight submission grappling world title, Danielle Kelly and Jessa Khan. Ladies, how you guys doing?
We're good. I'm doing
Pretty
well.
good.
Excellent, Jessa. Danielle, how about you?
Pretty good.
Okay, so first question is for Jessa Khan. Now, this is your debut, and it's for a one world title. That says a lot about you as a competitor. And we were hoping to show what were you hoping to really showcase and demonstrate to one's global fan base with your performance on Friday night?
I just want to show that that I belong here. It's obviously my first time competing with one, and my first time they're giving me the title match. So I'm really grateful that they're giving me this opportunity, and I just want to put on a good show for everyone watching.
I'm sure you will. Danielle, Jessa Khan has beaten you in the past. Do you feel like you're an underdog heading into this world title fight? Do you have something to prove to the world?
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that I'm the underdog. But it was in the past. It was like almost 2 years ago, and people improved. So I'm just looking forward to putting on an exciting match and show what I've improved.
Well, tell us a little bit about those improvements. What have you seen in your game that's evolved the most?
I think everywhere. I train with a lot of high level girls from all over who have placed in high level tournaments. Um, they pushed me a lot for this camp, and I've been just preparing for this match and this title and against Jessa since my last match with Ayaka.
Okay. Now we've got a question from Pet Ponsert from Sanuk. Jessa Khan is known as Lady Armbar for this overall mastery of the armbar technique. You escaped the armbar attempts in your first matchup. What's your assessment of Khan's skill and technique when it comes to her favorite submission?
It's kind of like everybody, but everyone has something that they're really good at. I think she's good at arm bars, leg locks, back takes, 50-50s, K guards. The list goes on. I think it's really important to really push yourself to work on those. We kind of worked on active drilling scenarios. Um, I think it'll help a lot with this match. A lot of people that I trained with have a similar game.
Okay, I like it. Jessa, this question is from spin.ph. What do you think of what one championship is doing for submission grappling? What kind of future do you see for the sport under one?
I think one championship's doing a great job. Not only promoting jiu-jitsu but also promoting other martial arts, and I'm very happy to see that they're putting on a platform for women in general. And I love that there's a bunch of women coming together, doing the sport that they love and performing for all the fans. And I think it's only going to grow. This is the first time that we're having like a title match for women's jiu-jitsu, and I think me and Danielle are going to put on a great show. This is part of history, and I hope that one of us, can do a great job getting the title, getting the belt, and it's just a stepping stone for other girls doing jiu-jitsu. And I hope that the sport keeps growing, that one's platform keeps growing, so like any other girls watching like our fight on Friday, that like soon that get like inspired to like be a part of one, and that soon they'll have that opportunity to also be a part of the stage.
Nice. I think you guys are going to do some incredible things, making history on Friday night. Danielle, to elaborate a little bit on that question, you got a question here from Nettie Pong, MGR Online. Obviously, you guys have both gotten better since your last matchup. Where do you think she is more of a challenge now than she was in the past?
Everywhere. Nothing specifically. If I focus on one thing, and then I'll have tunnel vision and lose focus on the other things. That's one of the good things about being a black belt and competing at high level. But yeah, I train for like every aspect. Anything that she's good at, because I think it's really important to just suspect the unexpected. But it's going to be a really exciting match.
Jessa Khan, the media, you guys can raise your hand for questions on this one. We got a question here from Jessa Khan. You were really young when you and Danielle faced each other at WNO. So can you just describe the level of maturity you have right now?
Yeah, I think it's like Danielle said, it's been about like 2 or 3 years since we last fought, and I'm sure that we both improved. The first time that we fought, that was actually my first black belt debut since getting my promoted to black belt. And I think I've definitely improved since then. Lots of ups and downs, but I think like overall my game has improved. I'm sure hers is. So it'll be interesting to see like how this match goes since the last one.
Okay, I'm gonna ask for some cheat codes here. As an analyst, I want you to put my analyst hat on, Jessa, and I want you to kind of break down Danielle Kelly's game. What are her strengths, and what do you think are her weaknesses?
I think some of her strengths, at least from like our last match, was that she has a really great defense. She's very flexible. Her wrestling was pretty good. I think, but that's mostly what happened in our last fight. But I've tried to work on some other scenarios that could work in this match because I know that there are certain techniques I used against her last match that weren't working because she had a really good defense. She was very flexible. So now I'm trying to go into the fight with like a different mindset, different tools to use.
Okay, now we got some questions from the media. So I would like to call on Dan Cool from Zoom to ask a question.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. Fire away.
Excellent. So I got two. First off, for Danielle, when you envisioned finally fighting for the inaugural one championship belt, did you think it would be against Jessa of all people, like somebody you'd already faced in the past? Was she on the radar already?
Yeah, after for a while, I know she signed with one a year ago, and we are both in jiu-jitsu, so I figured there was gonna come a point in time that we would have to face each other. But I am also like kind of surprised too that I'm having a title match, so I didn't know it was gonna be against her. But for a while, I've been kind of suspecting that we would go against each other again.
Okay. Also for Jessa, how closely have you been watching what Danielle's been doing? Sort of a meteoric rise in one over the last, what's it? It's not even been a full year and a half yet, has it? Did you expect 2 years ago when you faced her that this was in the future, or is it kind of surreal at this point?
I feel like one championship with grappling. It's recently, yeah, only about maybe a year or so that it's starting to go up and like be all over social media. So yeah, about like 2 years ago, like I didn't think that I would get this opportunity, but I feel like we're both doing like a great job with like our our career right now, and it's only gonna grow for women's jiu-jitsu, jiu-jitsu in general. And I'm really excited that I'm getting to fight her. I've seen that she's doing like really good with one, and I see it all over social media, so I think that's great. And yeah, I've been signed with him for about a year now. There was a couple people that they're offering me, but me and my professor just thought it wasn't the right time yet or the right opponent. But after I won Worlds, and they offered me Danielle and for the title match, and I thought it was a great opportunity and the time to take the fight.
So lastly, are either of you at all surprised that, I mean, basically the top grapplers currently in one championship, all Americans. We've got two Americans now fighting for the title. It seems like, the U.S. is really dominating the competitive grappling world at this point. Any thoughts on that at all? Are you surprised? Is it, are you shocked that you're in those positions right now?
I kind of had a feeling that we would eventually fight. It's a bonus for me that they offered me for the title fight. But I knew eventually that we would fight each other in one championship. Like I said, she's been doing a couple fights with him already, and I was already signed with him. So eventually the fight would happen. But I think jiu-jitsu in America is just it's really evolving, and there's just a lot more high level competitors. And I hope that everyone watching like gets inspired, and that jiu-jitsu continues to grow all around the world.
Excellent. Thanks for your questions, Dan. Appreciate the time. Next, we'd like to hear from Jay Anderson.
Perfect. Thanks very much. This is for both Danielle and Jessa, but I think Jessa's already touched on it a bit. So maybe Danielle, if you go first. Just want to know what it's like to be part of this card that is, putting the women's side of the sport and combat sports in general in the spotlight. You've got 3 title fights on this card alone. So just what is it like to be part of that?
Being part of it, it's obviously an amazing feeling. I get to, especially for competing for such a big title, and this is the first women's grappling title match for atomweight. I'm really grateful that I had this opportunity, and I'm going against a world champion who I've had history with in the past. And just since I've been training since I was like 10, all young girls and young boys are watching this match, and I hope this match shows kind of inspiration towards the next generation. And I think this is a great platform that it's going to showcase over the world, and hopefully this is a women's main card, and it's really cool to be a part of, and I think it's going to draw a lot of great attention, especially for all women's sports and all combat sports.
And Jessa, for you?
Like I said before, this will go down in history. One of us will come out with a win and get that title, and it's gonna be great because it's just helping the next generation, especially for women's jiu-jitsu. I feel like now women are starting to get more recognized, for all their hard work, and like starting to, just get more opportunities in general. And I think this is like a stepping stone for women's jiu-jitsu. Eventually, I hope to see like other little girls that like I teach, for example, that they get this opportunity and even more.
Very cool. Thanks very much for the time. Best of luck.
Thanks for your questions, Jay. Up next, we've got J.L. Curvin.
Danielle, it's been 2 years since the first match, obviously grown in numerous ways, but I'm curious, do you feel like that growth has been more physical, technical, or mental?
I think all 3. I think, obviously jiu-jitsu, any combat, martial arts related sport, it's all about mental. I think if you don't have a good mental game, then, your physical capabilities, technical capabilities can only go so far. For this match, I've always won this match. I want this title. My mentality is way different than it was before. 2021 was a really big up and down year. But also I compete against high level people, and just comparing myself that year to now, I feel like I've improved a lot. I'm surrounded by great people, great cornermen who pushed me, and all my teammates. So I think it has to do with all 3 of them. I think mental is a big thing.
Awesome. Thank you. And then Jessa, I'm curious, coming off of Worlds and preparing for, a pool of talented grapplers, how different is it, going from that to spending an entire camp dedicated on one opponent?
I think it's been easier. From January to June, I've been in like a gi, Worlds camp, and as soon as I won Worlds, one reached out to me, gave me the fight with Danielle, and then ever since Worlds, I've been training no gi every single day for this fight. So yeah, it's almost like a 3-month camp. So yeah, I'm more than ready. I'm super excited. I want to thank all my training partners. They've helped me so much, and I'm really excited. I've always loved no gi. I still like it a lot more than gi, even though I trained at a gi school. But I'm really excited to put on a show Friday.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, JL. Big thank you to all the media for their questions. Don't forget, it goes down at One Fight Night 14. We've got Danielle Kelly against Jessa Khan for the inaugural atomweight submission grappling world title. Do not miss it. It's going to be fun, only on Prime Video. Ladies, thank you very much. I'll let you get back to your mornings here in Singapore, and I will talk to you very soon. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.